Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. I did a tiny bit of work in between episodes. Basically, what I did was expanded steel smelting. I turned them into steel furnaces, since we had them, as well as upgraded that to red belt. Added a little bit, couple more miners. We're still not getting a full red belt out, and our iron patch here meets in the middle in a weird way. And we've almost got this fully covered, so I'm hoping we're not going to need any more iron here anytime soon. Let's do sulfur. And I've also built some things. This episode, what I want to do is get to refining. So we are going to refine. I made a little trash box down here just temporarily, just to throw some garbage in, because I've been having some problems with inventory management. I think it's pretty good right now. We delete that? Yes, I have a copy of it. And I can always blueprint it again. I'm having an issue with my mall here. I'm having a couple issues with my mall here. The first one was with this guy right here. And I think I pointed this out in the previous episode, but I've got some pumps in here, right? Okay, there's 50 in here now. Why is that? Okay, so I'm going to take back this. I'm taking back what I saw here. Oh, it's got a second locomotive. That thing is full. Okay, now it's all... I don't know, it was doing this thing where it didn't start working on pumps until we had a full thing of locomotives. Like, all the engines were going over here. And we still had 0 pumps when I came back. When I came back, we had 5 locomotives. We had 1 in the can here and like 40 engines here. And none of them... We didn't have... no pumps. I thought that these two guys would work together and like one would go over here, one would go over here, one would go over here. But it seems like it's filling all this over here before it's even moving to the pumps. And I'm not seeing that like with the sticks. And I think those may be the only 2 that we really have in the corner. Like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It's not... It may be a just thing that Factorio does that everybody knows about. But what I don't understand is why this one and this one, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, so with this wire machine, is this a valid setup? It's going to 2. Is it just going to always give it to this machine? Is that the way that works? I don't know. I always thought they would alternate. I don't know why I thought that, but it was pointed out in the comments that I'm missing a inserter right here. Thank you for pointing that out. That would have helped me a lot in the beginning. Oh well. I set these to red circuits. We can't make red circuits because we don't have refining down yet, but I was actually trying to get rid of a lot of wire because I cleaned up this area down here where we had the temporary belt and the temporary things. I just cleaned all that up. All right, but we were shopping in the mall up here because we wanted to get some things because we are going to start refining. Battery, let's get that. All right, we are going to want like all the underground pipes. We probably want some of those pipes as well. How are we doing on power poles? Not bad. Let's see, we're going to need a chemical plant. We need 1, so let's grab 2. Just to have one hanging around in our inventory forever. And we do need some of these pumps. Let's see. We do need some tanks. Grab these 2. I probably want 3. Chemical plants. Boy, did I end up only grabbing one of those? If I did, that's fine. I think we're only going to need 1, starting out at least. Okay, I want to grab some red wire. I want to have these wires in my inventory. I do want to grab one of these, because we're going to do some combinatorating. Is that a word? It is now. We're going to do that, and, let's see. I think we're good. I think we're good. I hope we're good. I don't want to have to come back. All right, so first things first, let's go over here and look at the mall, and let's see what I did. It was also pointed out in the comments that this belt is going backwards. Actually, it's not. It is actually a belt for our empties, because one thing I want to do in this playthrough is to do some barreling of some fluids, and we'll just see how that works out. I haven't done it in a long time, and I'm not even sure if it's viable or not. These hold 50. That's not very many. That was recently nerfed. I think it used to hold quite a bit more. But we'll just see. We'll just see how that works out. But yeah, I've got it to where barrels will come in, and we'll unbarrel that and do it that way. I mean, I'm thinking we're going to be okay because we are overproducing plastic in this situation by like a lot. And in every situation we're going to be in where we're creating plastic, we're going to be overdoing it by a lot. So I don't know. I think we'll be fine. Just kind of roughly doing the numbers in my head. But I don't know. We'll just try it. We'll just try it, see what happens, and we will find out. Okay, we're going to pull some steel off this line right here because I want to get a facility. We need to, if we're going to do the barreling, we need a facility that's going to build our barrels for us. Makes sense, right? So we will take you in. Let's see, can we fit you? We cannot. We can take it directly in. We can take it directly in. I would like to line those up. Let's see, would that give me... That would only give me 2. So we'll take it back just 1, and that won't be a perfect lineup, and we'll just have to deal with that. All right, so that's going to produce barrels, and this one in the middle I want to be our fluid bus, so we don't need to balance that. And this line on this side, we'll go ahead and take our empties out, and this one will actually run the other way. All right, so steel goes in, barrels go out. You are going to make empty barrels. And we're going to have an inserter in and an inserter out. Now, I don't want this just sitting and running and constantly making barrels. Yeah, let's just create things. I want to kind of put a little bit of control on how much stuff we actually want to make. So that's why I grabbed my combinator. We are going to set up a counter so that we produce a limited amount of these, and then if we need more, we can come back, reset our counter, and it'll create another quantity. So how we do a counter is, let's see, we set the input equal to what we're making, or you could do like an anything. I don't know. I like to be specific. I like to name my variables, not just use generic things. So we're going to be dealing with empty oil barrels, so a signal is going to be an empty barrel. We're going to input that plus 0, and then we're going to output the same signal. To do a counter, you basically just wire the output of an arithmetic combinator and wire it up to the input. Output to input. Now, if you, let's see, did I only grab one of those? I only grabbed one of those. Let's just see what that looks like, right? So let's put that up there. We'll wire the input to the output, and we'll do something different. Let's say barrels. All right, and it's not going to do anything. Let's pull out a power pole here real quick so we can read that signal. There's like no signal at all because we're timesing equal to 0. Let's do plus 1. Okay, still not, because we don't have any signal. What about, oh, it said plus 0. Let's do plus 1. All right, there we go. There's our counter signal. You can see it. It's just constantly looping that around, right? So we start out with barrel, we do barrel plus 1, we output that out on this green wire. That comes around and comes in as the input to this. Well, then that's going to be the plus 1 as the input. We're going to add 1 to that, so it's just going to constantly loop. 1.5, 1.6, etc., etc. And that's why that works as a counter. So let's see how we're going to apply it here. It's going to be just a little bit different. We are going to do our empty barrel signal. Empty barrel signal. We are going to do plus 0, not plus 1, because our incrementer is not going to come just from a static incrementer that we're adding. It's going to come from this guy right here, this fast inserter. So we are going to wire it up, and we are going to wire the input to the output, just like that, all on the same circuit. And we can read the hand contents, and set that to a pulse. So that's going to be our counter. So every time it reads an empty barrel, it's going to send a pulse. That's going to come in. We're going to do a +0, and we're going to output that. So the first one will be 1, and it's going to output that. And then empty barrel signal will be just 1, and then it'll do another one. Then it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll actually count what this guy spits out. That makes sense? Does to me a little bit, I think. All right, so all we have to do is then set this condition to how many ever barrels we want to make. So let's start out with, like, say 1,000. So this guy will output 1,000 barrels onto this line, and once it's done, it's just going to disable itself. So that is going to limit our barrels. And let's just go ahead and plug this in and see how it goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see the signals on the side. And that's just going to create 1,000 barrels for us. And yeah, I don't know how many barrels we're going to need. I have not done the research. But let's see, we need to take that out because he'll drop it on that. And what this little contraption does is this guy's always going to want to send it on this side of the line. This just takes half of the input and puts it on the other. So it kind of balances out the lane a little bit. Otherwise, all of them will go on the same side. All right, and that'll make some barrels for us. And we need to send those barrels on to down here, where we are going to send them down here on this part of the bus. And this is going to become our fluid bus. So you are going to be returning the empty... you'll be sending the created barrels down here, as well as returning empty barrels back up. And let's see, this is going to be a path right here. And, okay, so that's going to come to, like, you need to set yours. You need to be underground. And, 1, 2... Okay, so you actually need to come... That's your line right there. Give 2, and we can start sending the stuff on this line right here. That's going to have 4 things coming through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and so we'll take this over here to where we are going to be doing refining. And I think I want to do refining nestled in this little nook right here, but we've got coal down here, and I built my station way over there. We could probably bring that station in a little bit. It's just temporary. It doesn't really matter. I think what I want to do is start building refining, like, right in this area. So we'll take it over here kind of by the water and place these guys down. I don't think we're going to really need the 8 refineries, but I do like to keep that 8-7-1 ratio, because that is the ratio to make everything, to basically crack everything, to keep everything moving. We need to rerun these power poles because they're going to be in the way. Let's take them way up here to the north. That. All right, and you are going to be basic oil processing because that is the only one we can do right now until we get blue science. And modules are done. Let's do modular armor. That seems to make sense. All right, so basic oil processing, both of these inputs are crude oil. But when we turn it to advanced, one of these is going to be water. So we don't want to hook up oil to water. Oil is on the left. So this is the oil, and heavy water. So heavy oil and water on the same side. These are the 2 devices that you guys have taught me to remember these things, because I never can remember which one is the water input when we go to processing. So based on both of those, this one right here is going to be the oil input. So this is the one we are going to hook up. I hope I remembered both of those properly. Now, I'm glad I got two of them, because I am the type of person that would forget. I would say heavy water, heavy oil, heavy water. I don't remember. But I have two of them now, right? Oil on the left and heavy water. So it's like a confirmation thing. They're both right. So therefore that I must be remembering that right. Watch me totally get this wrong. All right. This part is a lot of fun. I like having robots for this because it reduces errors by about 90%, as well as just makes things go a lot faster. Let's see. It is horribly dark out here. Yeah, see this auto place thing? Okay, it's actually working, even though it's a little bit goofy. Go ahead and get you guys plugged in, and let's get some lights here so everybody can see things. Important stuff. All right, and we can go ahead and get all this hooked up. We want the heavy to go to the heavy, the light to go to the light, petroleum to go to the petroleum. And let's see if I can do this without forgetting to hook anybody up. Looking good so far? It's looking good so far. And I think that's okay. I think that's all right. All right, and let's see. Do we only have 2 tanks? That could be unfortunate. Well, I think it'll be fine. For now, we want to. I don't know. I guess we just want to tank up both heavy and light oil, and then with petroleum. I thought I grabbed 3 tanks. I guess I didn't. I did grab a chemical plant, right? Yes, I did. All right, so at least we'll have that, and I know we have like plenty of pumps. Okay, so that chemical plant will create lubricant. Actually, let's do that. Let's do this to the north. I don't know, it feels a little busy down here. Probably don't need that pump there, but we'll just go ahead and leave it. And then we want to take petroleum out. Actually, you know what? I don't want light oil here. We want light oil to tank out onto this side, just kind of out of the way, because we're gonna end up cracking it at some point. Like right there. All right, so petroleum works in that you have to make all of these things, or you can make none of them. So whenever we process oil, we need to make petroleum, light oil, and heavy oil. What that means is that if heavy oil is completely backed up, like this pipe is full, this tank is full, we cannot create any more heavy oil. That means we also can't create petroleum and light oil, which makes it kind of a challenge. With the basic oil processing, we can make 30, 30, and 40 of these items. We take some crude and make 30 units of light oil, 30 units of heavy oil, 40 units of petroleum. But we're going to primarily use petroleum for like everything and just heavy oil for a little bit. Unless we get into some of the other products, we may. I don't know, but I primarily just use petroleum. So we kind of have to figure out something to do with all this light oil and heavy oil while we're waiting, while we're creating our petroleum. I don't even know. Let's just start at the left here. Let's get mining productivity. That would actually help a little bit. So what I do during the basic oil processing phase is just tank the extra stuff, and we'll just tank it all up. And if our tank runs full, we'll just add more tanks. We can get rid of some of the heavy oil by making it into lubricant. However, that is not a good strategy. I mean, it works, but it's not like one that's highly reliable for maintaining this. And for petroleum, we'll just produce that, and we're going to can it actually this episode, this playthrough, which will be fun. So yeah, we do that until we can develop advanced oil processing, which adds in water. It produces more petroleum, and it also gives us the ability to crack, which means turn heavy oil into light oil and turn light oil into petroleum. So that's why I like this ratio, is because with that ratio of refineries, and let's see, we want a pump here. Does that fix this if we put that pump there? No, it does not. But it gets it close enough to where we could probably do that with a pipe, and everybody would be happy. And let's see, let's redo that so we can get both of those pumps with the same pole. Power? Yes. Okay, that looks good. That's coming out. That's coming down. We need that corner. That should go to the refineries, and the refineries are now off, producing all sorts of wonderful things. Okay, we're filling up that tank. We are. We're filling up that tank. We are. And we have a line here that is filling up with petroleum. Excellent. So there is refining going. We are going to fill up on petroleum probably first, and when that happens, all these refineries will shut down. So we need to get to canning this stuff, and we've got some cans right here. We just need to make that happen. Let's see, what are you up to? How many are you done? You're almost halfway done. You're at 505, 6, 7. So you're still busy canning away. The steel upgrade has really helped out a lot. That has filled up the steel line. That probably means that most of the things in the bus or in the mall have already been built. That's why that's stopping. But you know, upgrading the steel definitely didn't hurt. Let's see. Let's just go plant some turrets around here just to protect everything that we have created thus far. Still haven't had an attack yet that I have noticed. I may have mentioned that my alerts are off. Nope, see, we're getting attacked right now, actually. In the steel area that I just built that I forgot to put turrets on. Okay, so there's the alert right there. Interesting, I did not hear the original one. I do hear that one, though. I'm having problems remembering if the alerts even happen whenever it's just an attack. I would think so. Yeah, you're annoying. Eat my red belt. All right. There's that. Hey, you know what, Kitch? Why don't you put a turret or two down here while you're here? There we go. And let's build this area up a little bit. Since we got attacked from this side, the odds of it happening again are a bit higher. Those are overlapping enough. All right, I started talking about not being attacked, and we got attacked. I guess that's the way that's going to work. All right, but we at least got some turrets over there. That is, that's all set up. We do have our cans coming down. And we basically just need to start canning this stuff up and running it the other way. And I think we will get to that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you then. Have a good one.